Hello, welcome back to another video for the Magic Box. Alright, so in this video I want to attempt to try to get it to work, the box to open with the sensor or the button. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is actually make my code, condense it to make it smaller. So here's a little trick, okay? What you can do is go up to a block, so highlight a block, right click, and then say inline inputs. You see that? Right click here, go to inline input. It just like shrinks it down. It makes it easier to manage, okay? So I'm going to do that to all these. It's a little trick. And so now I can like zoom in a little bit more. Okay. All right, so what I did before was that I used to have this on pin on the button pin, which was pin number 4. Sorry, just gotta make sure. Even I forget. The button is pin number 4. Yeah. So it used to be 4, but then I changed it to 6 so that it uses the sensor, the IR sensor to work, which is over here. Okay, instead of the button. Now what if I want to get them both to work? So you could do something like this, okay? So I can say if I'm going to use something else. I'm going to use something called an if else. Okay? So I'm going to controls, and over here if do else. I'll use that, okay? I can zoom in a little bit here. Okay. So it's going to say if not if it's not pressed, sorry. Let me get that out of here. First, this will help simplify things. So if the sensor is pressed, or meaning like if it sees an object for the sensor, then I want to open the turn on my 2 lights and then open the box. Else I want it to turn off the lights and close the box. Okay, so the only situation where it will open the box is if it sees the sensor. All right, before we had 2 ifs in there. Now you only have one if block, but it has this else thing where it's like if this thing is not true, so if nothing is pressed, then like no matter what, it's just gonna do the stuff down here. Okay, let's just make sure that this still works. So let's upload this. Okay, still hello, still works. Okay, now if I want to test for the button press and also the sensor, IR sensor, then I use this. I go here and I go to test and I use one of these. Okay, I'm gonna grab this one that says and. Okay, I'm gonna move this out and then put this in here. Okay, and I'm gonna change the and to or. So now I can put 2 things. So I'm testing for 2 things. I'm looking for 2 things. One of them is if the sensor's on, then do this stuff. Or also if, and I'll use this, the button's 4, and change that to press. So let's kind of like read that through. Let me clean this up a little bit. We don't need this stuff. Okay, so this is saying if the sensor, which is on pin 6, is pressed, or the button, which is on pin 4, is pressed, then open it and like do these 3 blocks. Otherwise, do these, which is turn it off and close it. All right, let's upload, and hopefully this works, and then we'll be done. Okay. So sensor test, no touch, no touch, that works. Okay, now let's go big screen so you can kind of see here. Okay, sensor touch, see, no touch, and then the button. Let's see if the button works. So I'm gonna put my finger here, touch the button. So touch, that works too. Button and sensor also works. All right, there we go. So I'm just gonna stop there for now. Hopefully you guys enjoy this project. There's so much more that you could do with this. And I did want to say it is getting close to Halloween season. So something that I've done and other robot builders have done in the past is to convert this thing into a candy box so that when people go up to trick or treat, you can kind of go up to it and it could scare them or something, and then there could be candy in there. Okay, so I think that's a perfect way to show off your robot. You could decorate it, make it scary, you know, whatever you want to do. And I also want to mention, I'm gonna disconnect this. I mentioned it on the first day, but inside your kit also has this. This is a battery, so then you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 AA batteries here. Okay, and then that would then plug into right here like so. Okay, and then you would have power, and then this whole box could work remotely. You don't need to connect it to a computer. Remember, the code that you write is always going to be stored on here unless you reset it. Okay, so it's always going to remember the memories, the code, even if you're not connected to the computer. All right, if you have any questions, or if you're like, hey, I thought maybe it'd be cool to do this, how do you do that? Feel free to reach out. You know, I'm always happy to make more videos too. If you have any crazy ideas that you want me to try, I'm here. So thank you for joining me. Again, reach out if you have questions, comments. I will see you around. Bye-bye.